Look at this effect. This is a professional 3D documentary intro that was originally created in DaVinci Resolve. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to recreate this exact same effect entirely in Filmora. No expensive software needed. If you want intros that look like they came from a Netflix documentary, you need to watch this.
Start by bringing your background into the timeline, and let's stretch it to 10 seconds. Press Alt plus G to create a compound clip. Rename the compound clip to Storyboard, and change the resolution from Full HD to 4K. This will make sense later. Go inside the compound clip and delete the background. Click on the plus icon and create another compound clip and call it Page 1. And leave it at Full HD. Press OK. Now, inside of Page 1, bring in your background and stretch it to 10 seconds. And now let's add a placeholder text by pressing T and write 1 for the text. Let's make it big and place it in the center, like that. Then copy everything inside Page 1. Open another compound clip and name it Page 2. Press OK and paste everything inside your Page 2. Create two more pages, Page 3 and Page 4, and also change the placeholder text in each page to match the page number. Now go back into the storyboard and bring in all of your pages. Bring in Page 1 and scale it down to 50%. And place it on the left side of the screen in the left corner. Bring in Page 2, scale it to 50%, and put it on the right side. Bring in Page 3, scale it to 50%, and bring it below Page 2. And now bring in Page 4 and do the same. Now we have this grid of 4. If you look closely where the pages meet, you can see dividing lines. Now let's get rid of those lines. Go inside Page 2, click on your background, and flip it horizontally. If you go back to Storyboard, you can see that we got rid of those lines. Now let's go to Page 3, click on your background, and flip it both horizontally and vertically. Go to Page 4 and just flip it horizontally. If you go to Storyboard, you do not see those lines anymore. Now let's go into Page 1 and start building our first scene. Go into Page 1 and delete the placeholder text. Go to Stock Media and bring in this white background. Unlink width and height and change the width to 1 and decrease the height. We are going to use these lines to form our shape. Position it like this, then duplicate it and move the duplicate to the left. That's our shape built. Go to your project files and let's bring in this scientific paper's PNG. All the media used in this video will be linked in the description below. Now scale it down and put it inside your box. Position it right there. And now let's add a shadow to it to give it a 3D feeling. Change the drop shadow color to black and increase the opacity a bit, and increase the blur as well. Now let's bring in this PNG of a boot. Scale it down. I don't like the direction it's facing, so I'm going to flip it and position it right next to the papers. And let's also add a drop shadow to it. I don't like how it looks, so I'm going to go to color and lower its exposure a bit. Lower the brightness. I'm also going to lower the saturation, making it a bit darker and giving it a more realistic feeling. Now I'm going to copy all the backgrounds that form the shape and hit Ctrl plus C, or Command plus C. Go into Page 2 and paste them. Now delete the placeholder text. Let's adjust our shape. Let's add a middle line and divide our box into two sections. And now let's bring in our PNGs for this scene. I'm going to start with this doctor's access card and put it on the right side of the box. and let's add a drop shadow to it. Change the shadow color to black, increase the opacity a bit, and increase the shadow blur strength. And after that, let's bring in the injections on the other side. Bring in the injection PNG, scale it down, and place it on the left side of the box. Now I'm going to duplicate this injection 2 more times so we have 3 of them. And now let's do the last scene. I'm going to copy the backgrounds that form the shape again, and I'm going to go into page 3. Delete the placeholder text and paste the backgrounds. Let's change the shape a bit for this one. And now let's bring in our PNGs. Let's first bring in the PNG of this picture frame. Scale it down and place it right up there. And I'll bring in our video of this doctor. Scale it down and put it over the picture frame. Then go to Mask, choose Rectangular Mask, and simply play with the width and height until your video fits perfectly inside the picture frame. And then let's bring in our gun PNG. Scale it down, give it a slight rotation like that, and let's place it right next to the doctor, like there. Now, I don't like the color of the gun, so let me go to color and decrease the saturation a bit. Take down the exposure and take down the brightness. And now it looks more realistic. Go to storyboard, and if we zoom into the storyboard, we can see all our scenes right there. Let's go to page 4 and delete the placeholder text. Go back to storyboard. And now, let's bring in this car PNG inside of storyboard. Stretch it out to fill up the entire timeline and resize it. And then rotate it 90 degrees. Let's add a shadow to it. And now we want to create headlights for it. We want to make headlight beams. So let's go to stock media again and bring in a white background on top of everything. Now, we cannot see behind it since it's on top of everything, so let's lower the opacity a bit. And go to Color, Color Curves, and on the blue channel, bring it down a bit so we have this yellowish tint, which is going to be our light source. Go back to Basics, go to Mask, draw a mask, and draw it on the headlight. A rectangle going out like that, which will simulate our light. And simply duplicate it like that to get it on the opposite headlight. And now let's bring back the opacity of both to 100. Go to Mask and increase the blur. This will make it much softer and make it look like a light source. Take the pen tool and draw a line between Scene 1 and Scene 2. And go to Pen Settings, change the color to white, and change the weight to 2. Go to End and set it to 0. Set a keyframe, move forward a few frames, and set the end to 100. Let's also change the cap to round. And now, let's do the same for the connection between Scene 2 and Scene 3. Extend the lines so that they reach the end of your animation. Go back to your main timeline. We only want the storyboard. Now set the storyboard width and height to 200%. Now each section of the storyboard that we created on each page, we can move it around using the position to simulate a 3D environment. Go to your first scene and set a keyframe on position. Move forward a few frames, about 10 frames, and zoom in. Move forward again, about 1 or 2 seconds, and move it to the right and also rotate it a bit. Now when you rotate it, you can see black edges. To get rid of the black edges, we simply need to zoom it in a bit. Now we have this sort of 3D camera move. Go forward a few frames and set a keyframe without changing anything. And go forward again and take it up. Change the rotation to the opposite side. Simply add a negative on the rotation. Let's zoom it in a bit and adjust it just like that. And you can play around with the keyframes, move them around, change the timing of your animation. Right-click on your storyboard and go to Bezier Curve and choose Curve. And you're done! Your animation should look something like this. If you enjoyed this video, you're going to love this one where I recreated this insane timeline animation. I'll see you in the next one.